So today we're looking at control groups, and you can use control groups to help you do various different things. The first thing we're going to look at is you can use control groups to find and scroll through key units and structures, for example your starting scout and your TC. So if we have a standard opening, we can queue up villagers and we build the two houses. You find your sheep, take your sheep to the middle and get your villagers to go to the sheep, and waypoint your TC to the sheep. Now you can scout with your sheep as well, and you shift click them around. You shift click and right click on your mouse to different parts of the map and they'll go to that. Now with the scout, you can highlight your scout, hold control on your keyboard and press number 1. Now that gives it a control group 1. So say we click away to something else, for instance that house, and we press 1, actually it starts to highlight your scout because you control grouped it. Now even better, if you select the house and then you press 1 twice, you double click it, it takes you to the scout, wherever it may be on the map. Now what you can do is you can actually control group your TC. Say we make that control group 2, hold down control, press number 2. Now we can see at the bottom that we actually have the TC on control group 2, which is very handy, because now what we can do, we can cycle between the scout and the second control group, which is the TC. So we double click 1, goes to scout, we move it around, double click 2, and we go to the TC. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that can really help you in the early game. So let's look at what it might look like if you start off using control groups. So what you can see here now, we're going to have a continuous look at our scout and be able to have good control over it and just see what it scouts out in real time. So now we've got our sheep. Now we don't have to click on our mini map to go there. We can just double click 1 and it will go to the sheep that it found. As long as you do it pretty quickly after it's found it, of course. And just keep cycling back to your TC, make sure the villagers are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it looks pretty good. And once you get quick enough and used to it, it's a really nice way to go through different units. Alright, so let's move on to the next way we can use control groups. So the second thing I'd like to show you that can come in real handy is your army and how you might be able to make control groups out of them, depending on the units you have. So for instance, we may want to have scouts as one control group, holding down control and pressing number 1, and archers for the other control group, holding down control and pressing number 2. So now we can cycle between 2 sets of units. Let's go and see what's ahead. Okay, so we see a spearman, and we definitely don't want to engage that with the scouts, so let's get the scouts away, and we can just double click on 2 to get the archers involved, and we can use our scouts to lead them to the archers. There's more of them, so you can have better control of your units and your army that way. Hope you found that tutorial useful, and if you do have any ideas of the next things you'd like to be shown, do let me know on the comment section. Otherwise, hopefully see you in the next video.